Hey, how you guys doing? Hi, Alex. It's been a long time since I've actually done a normal video that wasn't a stream. I mean, I have been putting some up here and there, but it's much easier to just do a live stream. Um, so a lot of stuff's been going on recently, which I have a collection. I mean, I've been steadily getting a lot of good footage. This isn't actually one of my best games, but I'm gonna say considering that this is on the Ardennes, Ardennes, and we got Clumsy here. Clumsy is a Third Axe member, and me and him, absolutely love, the Soviet Tier 10 mediums. It's a really hard tank to get to. And since they nerfed the T54, you can play it, but it's not even half as good as it once was. If you could imagine, it had 250 millimeters of turret armor at a point, which is a tier 10 turret, and there was only a couple places on it. Well, I think it was actually 200, but it was more like having 250, so that would be fine, right? But at tier 9, you need to have a little bit more than that if you want to get hull down. So the only tanks you can really get hull down on would be lower tier tanks. So it's become kind of a rough tank. Now, Clumsy's set up to devastate people with reload and all that stuff, and I'm set up to see. So, meaning like this thing has such good, it has such an amazing. Was it rate of fire in combination with snapshotting ability, which I will say is kind of unrealistic from what I've heard, but it has incredible gun handling while sitting still, while moving. It has just great gun handling, meaning you drive, you go that, you do whatever you want to. And you can see here, I'm actually was trying to tell him I'm gonna go around him so I could get eyes on him. I basically am actually talking to him and saying to him pretty much exactly what you hear me saying, which is, I got better view range than you. Now, my crew in this is only a 4 perk crew. I would love to throw in a 10 perk. I'm working on a second crew right now that I can take off my Russian and throw it into whatever tank I want to get my marks on. Like, I want to go for a mark on this. I'm not going to go for 2. I think 2 is it's a little much. Yeah, I think that's kind of like, yeah, if you can do 2 marks easily, that's fine. I actually, I've been able to do it, but it takes me about 300 games or so. Maybe a little bit less to do 2 marks. I think I only have about 3 tanks that I've actually 2 marked. One of them was a Tiger 2. And I'll say, ever since they did the update to where the turret isn't so hot, I actually dropped to about 84%, and I went, I don't think I'll play the tank again. It's funny, too, because I just got it back, and, but I will say this. At Tier 9, the best tank, I think, at Tier 9 right now going is the E50 on console. And the main reason why is it has armor. It doesn't really have the best gun. I mean, really, it doesn't really have the best gun. It only has 220 pin, and it's like I think it's 260, I think. I'd have to look it up, but in comparison with the T54 used to do 56 kilometers, which it needs to do that. And recently they nerfed it to the point where I'm just going to say that if you want to get both of these tier 10 Soviets, the OBJ.140. Was it? Because I have both of them. I have the T62 and this, but I prefer this one because it's faster. It's faster. It's more maneuverable. Has better gun handling, and I can run coded optics, which is my favorite. If I had some view range perks, just situational awareness on this, I would be outspotting almost any other medium out there. It would give me the max view range, which is exactly what I'm going for on this. Something you might not know either is that all Soviet tier 10s fire, well, I'll say almost every tier 10 medium in the game fire APCR standard. So, and it has heat as an option. And there you can see bouncing a 50B. Now I did hit him right in his mandolet, but I don't know if you can see how fast that round hit that target. Like seriously, I should have been a little bit, you know, easier on that. And so me and Clumsy and our team, we're communicating together. We're much faster, and they're needing help. So so Thieving Fish, he's over here needing help, and then he tells me he's got it. He's like, oh no, I'm good. But we do need to get this guy to our left here. We're gonna skip him and go for the Artie. We're gonna skip him and go to the Artie, and our two clanmates are sandwiched. And getting rid of Artie is, although you might not think it, Artie can basically, you know, determine whether you're gonna win or lose a game. It's a very important thing in a random battle if there is an Artie. If there isn't an Artie, the game becomes about side scraping. You know, you don't have to maneuver around. It really becomes about who's got, you know, better knowledge of the map. But when you're playing it and there is an Artie, if you can get the Artie out of the game, it frees up the heavies to move around. And I'm going to tell you, once we killed that Artie, that was it. The game is starting to turn around already. Because people can start attacking. They don't have to worry about getting blasted randomly. And so, as you can see, I'm zipping around, and Clumsy's actually following me now. He's cutting right. We're going to pincer and get on these two guys here. Now, yeah, it's been a long time since I don't get enough time to play tier 10s. I actually was kind of hoping we would get like maybe the next, like, WCL3 we could do tier 10s. That would be really nice. I'm not really worried about the money, you know, anymore. I'd much rather run tier 10s now, just because, I mean, it would be nice to run them like you see on the what is it, World of Tanks, the WG, the PC version, you know. So a lot of people don't know this either, is that it has a high velocity shell, this particular, you know, but with it gives you a little bit more pin with the HE. So against another tank, you know, because the velocity of the shell is so high, you get a little bit more pin. So if you get a tank that's down, you know, on its health, you know, pretty heavily, you know, and, you know, he's got like 10% left, and you throw an HE anywhere on the tank, it usually just has just enough to pin. And I'm just having some really rough shots here, as you can tell. Like I said, the crew I have in here has about 4 perks, but easily is superior to, you know, AMX 50B and stuff like that on this map. Now, this isn't exactly a ridge hugger, you know. I could tell you, I think if there was maybe an Action X in here, that the game wouldn't have turned out so one-sided, as you can see. But having a T62, I have one more gun depression than the T62, which I do think comes into play here. That little ridge I was shooting on was actually the difference. It was a huge difference. So I'm up to 10 pins, 4 critical hits, and we're all zooming to try and find the rest of these guys. I actually am thinking to myself that they're probably in the city, at least I think. So here you can see we got our Death Star, and we got STI. We're just cruising here. Alright, so we got our target here. Got a target. Yeah, I think it's an IS-6, I think. Is it a premium? It shouldn't be. It's pretty funny. I was following him, and I was completely focused on looking up the street. And so when we slammed into that, it was quite funny. I actually said something to him. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to basically pincer. And so Clumsy's like, you know, hey man, cut the next alley. I don't know if you've seen him there. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut this next alley, and I'm going to go ahead and hit behind it. Unfortunately, when Clumsy hit that corner, that guy was actually able to get a shot off, you know, and kill him. And it was this Death Star right here. And you can see we were actually able to get him. So kind of luck of the straw there. I actually had full health, and I mean, to get hit by a Death Star, you know, at the end there with 3 kills, it's just bad luck, you know, just bad luck. But still a point sapper, this thing. So really it's just comes down to shooting the other OBJ. And I take a shot from him, and you're gonna see here I'm gonna go ahead and switch I see he's low health, so I'm going to go ahead and throw 8 high explosives. And I'm going to go ahead and snapshot him. And I'm going to go ahead and say that this isn't normally a shot that would happen. But as you can see, I hit him probably right on his hull. And it was just enough to kill him. It wouldn't. I didn't really need it. But I wanted to just basically try that out and see if that extra ping, because of its high velocity, actually made a difference, and it did. So there you can see 2 kills, 35, 85, which is pretty much my average going right now. Like I said, I'm not really that experienced in it, and you can see Clumsy there doing, you know, up on the board with more kills in the T62A. T62A definitely has a better turret, but overall, I'm going to say that I do prefer the OBJ.140, but it is a platoon tank. It is a support tank. It is actually a tier 10, you know, medium / light, where you need to be the eyes and ears of your clanmates. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and of course, if you did, please, you know, hit the like button and comment. And if you really liked it, please subscribe to my channel, help support me, and have a good one. Later.